got Calvin Kattar versus Josh Emmett. You talk about some beautiful striking from both people. If you want to look at some good fundamentals of keeping your hands up, using your jab,
Yeah,
head movement,
even
feints,
even with Josh, takedowns, wrestling, well-rounded.
well-rounded. Calvin Kattar not on too much on the wrestling side, but he did use it against Giga, which is understandable. So it's like
The only thing is, I'm on UFCstats.com. It says Calvin absorbed 7.64 strikes per minute.
and I can tell you right now that 6 of those strikes averages came from the Max Holloway fight.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
I think this fight's gonna get interesting in like the 4th and 5th round.
you
And
think
what's also interesting is how like Josh, like he has a history of the injuries and stuff, man. So I think he's really gonna get battle tested against Calvin.
he gonna get battle tested, but I'm looking at Calvin record, man. First of all, Calvin only got 3 losses in the UFC, and I'm gonna be real with you. Did he lose the Zabit fight? Because that was a main event, and they only made that fight 3 rounds for whatever reason, and they was fighting in let me see, it was some weird. They fought in Moscow, Russia, and every other main event fight has been 5 rounds, but Zabit got a 3-round main event, but he's notoriously bad for his cardio. No matter how good he is, his cardio is susceptible. Yeah. And it's like,
And they did it just for him to retire.
They did, yeah.
And fighting.
Renato Canedo, let's see. Look, he lost to Moicano. Look, I ain't gonna lie, man. Calvin Kattar kind of up there, man. And then, of course, he lost to Max.
The only thing is, I hate to say this, but Josh, he was losing that Michael Johnson fight up until the 3rd round when he landed overhand right against him.
Yeah.
So I think I'm not gonna say like he should have lost that fight, but
he was on his way to.
Yeah, he was on his way to lose that fight, definitely, man.
And the thing is, I don't think that fundamentally Calvin gonna make the same mistake that Michael Johnson would make.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna catch Calvin like that. And bro, in a 5-round fight, and we talked about this.
Yeah.
Max just went crazy, man. That was like the most strikes landed on a fight ever or something, wasn't it? It was some crazy stat. But then, look, he got it back in blood against Giga.
Did Josh beat Dan Ige?
Ige? Yeah.
I don't think he won that fight, and I love Josh. He's one of my favorite fighters.
Oh, you saying did he?
I don't think he actually won.
Like, what's it supposed to be?
I mean, he actually won technically, but I don't think he actually won. Like
Josh, no.
The only issue I have with Josh, man, is like he's starting to telegraph the right hand more and more. And he's starting to wing it and miss it a lot more too, man.
And it's making him gas because he's starting to get tired.
Because if you think he's going to land that slow overhand right against Calvin,
it's not happening. And I'm going to tell you another thing is, when you talk about Calvin fought a beautiful fight against Jeremy Stevens. Kept his hands nice, high, tight. And Jeremy was throwing bombs. And Calvin kept the defense up. It caught him slipping. And to be honest, Josh is not near. It's funny because Josh got knocked out by Jeremy, but he's not nearly as wild as Jeremy. That's so odd. Like, but Josh is actually much cleaner and more technical with his striking.
Yeah.
Than Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah.
So he ain't gonna really pour it on like that. Like he gonna try to be more calculated and land it. But
that means losing rounds. That's what that means. That means giving up points.
And it's a 5-round fight.
That's what I was gonna say, man. Like, let me see how many 5-round fights Josh has. 0 in the UFC. Man, Calvin, his last 3 fights? Last 3 fights were 5-round fights.
Yeah, he been in. Let me see. Let me go double check.
Yep, last 3 fights.
Last 3 fights been. Yeah, you're right, bro. So he been in there for a combined. Don't make me lie. And do 25 times 30, 75 minutes. Dude, he been in there for a combined 75 minutes, bro. Josh gets tired in the 2nd round, and kind of that's when the gas tank. You start to see a big difference in the power and the efficiency.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And then personally, his best chance of winning is to catch Calvin early. Which, bro, if Max did all that damage, granted, I know Max ain't a knockout guy, but bro, at what point? Like, I know Max don't have knockout power, but when you absorb 100 damn strikes. Yeah. Around, they don't equate to like a knockout punch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Calvin is gonna get knocked out here in round 1 or 2.
Not exactly not with one punch either.
That's what I'm saying. And I just don't see that happening.
Barrage of punches like from Max.
I just don't see that happening. So how you see this?
I hate to say this, man, but another factor is Josh's age. He's 37 years old. So I think, man, I hate to say this, Josh, like he's one of my favorite fighters, but the thing is, like, I think this is his last run. I think this is like one of his
I wouldn't say last run because he only got 2 losses. Like, he only got 2 losses and he on a 4-fight win streak. Like, he ain't, you know what I'm saying? And one of his losses came from a split decision. So this dude is a winner. Like, he can get the job done.
So you saying if he loses fight, like
he still literally is going to be at the, like, he ain't going to be right up there, don't get me wrong. Yeah. Because he's trying to break through into the elite right now. He trying to break through and go to that top tier. But he's still in the top 10 regardless.
I think it's different levels, man. Because I think Brian Ortega, Yair, I think they're on a different level than Josh.
I do.
And I hate to say this, man.
But a lot of it is got to do with that cardio too, man. Like, they can fight 5 rounds. Can you fight 5 hard rounds? Yeah. And let's say even if the fight ain't going your way, because Calvin was getting cooked at the beginning of that Giga fight. Yeah. And he turned that fight around at the end of the first round with the wrestling and just turned it into a completely different fight. Yeah. Look, I just think that Calvin's
he's gonna get him in the championship or the fourth or fifth round.
Yeah, the championship rounds, and that's gonna be
I think Josh lacking those 5 rounds kind of work against him too, man. Because what is he gonna do in the 4th round?
And I'm gonna tell you, if he was going to get somebody else in the 5-round fight who ain't never been in the 5 round, okay, they'll be a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you're going to get somebody whose last 3 fights have been 25 minutes apiece. Yeah. Like, he literally has got more 5-round fights than some people have 3-round fights. And I just think that's going to be a factor, man.
Yeah. The only thing is, what if Josh win the first 3 rounds and he survived the 4th and the 5th?
But the thing is,
that's a big what if, huh?
A lot of his cardio, around the 2nd round is when you start to see a cardio shift. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, I don't doubt he's gonna do good. I don't doubt he'll win the 1st round. I don't doubt he'll win round 2. I don't doubt he'll do it. Like, I really I can see him winning either one or both of those rounds. Yeah. No, I can see him winning one. I say he go 1-1. But then when we get to round 3,
it's a rout.
At that point, I just feel like Calvin just gonna now, unless something go on or maybe he hurt. Let's say he hurt Calvin, and then Calvin is in survival mode for 3, 4, or 5 or something. But I just don't see that happening.
I don't think that happens.
I just don't see that happening.
He has an iron chin.
But at what point does that chin catch up with you because you absorbed all that damage? Because we've seen that too now. Yeah. But I think that the Giga fight was the test to see, because if you can survive Giga's head kicks, you can definitely and make no mistake about it, Giga was in that fight the whole time. Like, Calvin won and dominated, but Giga had moments where if Calvin wasn't on his P's and Q's, he could have ended it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Giga runs through Josh Emmett. I hate to say this, man, but I think he runs through him.
Yeah,
and also I think Josh having the knockout power, that's like a blessing and a curse.
Because he gonna be betting.
Because he gonna be throwing it,
and he gonna be banking on that. But the thing is, you can't bank on a 1+ knockout power.
And he can't land it because he did it against Michael Johnson. But the question is,
is it gonna knock him out or is it just gonna hurt him?
No, that's not a question. The question is he gonna land it? That's a question. Because if he landed, he's definitely gonna hurt.
The answer is no.
So I think if Josh could put together a game plan, mixing the wrestling, mixing the leg kicks, but you just throwing the right hand, Hail Mary.
And I'm sorry to say this, but the Max Holloway beatdown, I think that was the what they call it? That was the
turning point.
He went through the fire. He went through the furnace with that one, and I think that was such a learning experience that I think now he just knows that ain't happening no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that this is going to be Josh Emmett's version of what Max did to Calvin. Yeah. And then Calvin turned around and did it to Giga, and I think that Calvin gonna do it to Josh. Yeah. And then it'll go from there. So what you think?
Man, I'm taking
the final prediction.
Yeah, man. Calvin.
I'm going Calvin too by decision.
And I was thinking about this too, man. Even if he landed the right hand and hurt Calvin, what is he gonna do after that?
Because at that point, you're not just gonna
land 2 overhand rights in a row.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm taking Calvin, man. Because
so even because your best possible offense
is to land a Hail Mary punch and then throw another Hail Mary punch.
And that might be around where he might have been even losing until he land that punch, and he'll probably even it out. So do he even win that round? Depending on how it plays out. And then the wrestling, I don't think the wrestling is gonna be. Calvin ain't nobody who just be on his back.
And Josh ain't the best wrestler either.
Yeah, he's strong. But I'm going with Calvin as well. So let us know what y'all think. Yeah, I think that was a good one. The only thing is, it sound like your attention sounds like you on a computer looking at shit while I'm talking about shit, and then you'll come up and talk about some shit that is like, you know what I'm saying? It was good, but it was like the stats come out at a certain time. Like you got to talk about the fight, then talk about the stats. But it was good though.